People of the last city, humanity has endured a devastating blow. Vanguard scouts have confirmed that Io, Mars, Titan, and Mercury have disappeared. We don't know why. We have lost contact with Deputy Commander Sloan and Jensen Scribe Ashamir. We are deploying Guardians to all corners of the system to find answers. And with those answers, we will form a...
Alright. Today we look into Destiny 2. This is an epic game that has been around for a while. Let's take a rewind. Alright, the campaign. Well, pretty good place to start off, don't you think? It's kind of age drawn. Some things have aged drawn more than others have. The story has never really been, for me anyways, anything too good or good. For me, it just seems tedious, and it's kind of not. Doesn't force you to have to do the story to progress anymore. But sometimes it's a little suggested that you do just so you can understand the law. And for me, the nostalgia always comes in. 'Cause as a kid, I never, for both the second Destiny and this one, it always just seemed kind of grindy. And even when I wrote the script, I kind of remembered it being really challenging, both there now and as a kid, to finish, and I never really understood any of the story. But to me, aside from being a little tedious and tripping over itself occasionally, I could not really see anything really wrong with the story, I guess. Yes, the story sometimes can be kind of tough if you don't know what you're doing or like where to go. This is also made them fun, like just in how when you find out what you need to do to fully beat them, it just made the ending that much more rewarding. I've always had good memories of meeting people and like just in the middle of the campaign and vibing with them for however long it was. Both on the campaign, we would eventually go to the Crucible, which we will talk about next, and doing raids, which was an amazing time. I'll never forget it. Even though the community is nice and just want to have fun for nostalgia and everything, I would still really love to play this again and go over it, even if it wasn't that good. I would highly recommend, if you haven't played it, play Destiny. Come, not sorry for the campaign, but just to come meet people through it, play together, have a good time. Okay, raids. What can I say? Because this is where my nostalgia and lots of my memories of this game comes from. I have loved this mode for years. Ever since I've gotten this game, I've always liked going in and playing it. Since the original Destiny came out, you got to play with two people or friends, and you try to achieve the goal and kill the ultimate evil or unify or whatever. It's a fun mode that is even more fun with friends, with the pure chaos that is able to ensue from it. It's a great way to quickly upgrade your character if you are just starting out. That to add along with doing the bounties on top of it, you're able to upgrade your character really quick and get some pretty unique gear. And aside from gear on that, it's just amazing that people you're able to meet through these things. And again, memories are being able to make if you want to go in and just have a quick shits and giggles with your friends. Okay, those are the positives. Here are some stuff that I'm still not a big fan of. There's always been a very limited variety of missions to do. I don't know if there's last year. I don't know if they came out with new ones or not, but recently they limited it to only to have evenness, which is kind of hard because after a couple hours, if you like after a couple of days of doing it, you play the same missions. It gets kind of repetitive if you're not with people. The only thing that is kind of like might be good, might be bad about this mode is that you can sometimes be put in a lobby with a bot or two, and that can be very frustrating because it could be you and only one other guardian trying to beat the boss, which is usually meant to be fought with 3 people, but obviously the bot sometimes can limit it. It can be very limiting, but honestly, there was not much to complain about this game mode. Aside from the small amount of maps, it is still like if you find a good couple of people just to mess around with, you could honestly have a great time with this mode. And just so yes, as far as standing to Father Time goes, this mode is pretty good.
Control. Take those zones and hold them to your last breath.
Okay, Crucible, one game mode I have never really played that much of before. Crucible isn't too different from your usual PvP things like COD, and Warfare. It's got, capture the flag, squads, free for all, and the other basic game modes that you would say. I didn't really. My personal taste is I don't really like it just because it's not really that original in gameplay. But aside from that, it's great because you still are able to do the little things called bounties that, which again, love, and then upgrade. So with its own little like unique sets of guns and armor that you can get from it. So it's not all too bad.
Hey, look alive, hotshot. Be smart with this.
I first played Gambit. I didn't. I was iffy on it. I'll be very on here on it. It was a game mode that I kind of liked, but I was confused because I hadn't played it that much. But it's one of those game modes where if you give it a chance, after a little bit, it will grow on you. But now, so this is how the game mode goes. You kill the enemies, you kill you kill down everyone, yeah, and all that. Typical game, but you get these things called motes that you summon to get a primeval, and that's kind of like the big boss that you're trying to defeat. But here's where it gets kind of interesting. You're fighting going up against another team of guardians that has the same objective as you, but they want to beat. The thing is, you both want to try to beat each other and kill the primeval faster. So when you bank the motes, there are 7 blockers that the other team has to kill before they can bank motes. And it's really fun because it's fun gameplay. You're forced to kill things fast and try. You're going against the environment, but also worrying about sometimes the players from the other team will come over and try to kill you. So this game is really fun. It just came out recently. If you don't want to play on and haven't played Gambit yet, and you still got the game, I would highly want you to go get it, because this is a great game mode, and it's just loads of fun. But it just heads up, it can be infuriating because if you play too good and your team wins by a landslide, and even if you want to keep the team, sometimes they'll disband you guys, and you gotta find another team, and it could be either one, and your playstyle is just gonna mesh. But aside from that, it's still a good game mode. Go check it out. Okay, so this is pretty much the end of Destiny, though. I love it, but from my standpoint, it's at the end of the day, Destiny is a good game. It still holds up for the nostalgia of all players, and in keeping while trying to keep it interesting for new players. I understand that lots of these modes are to incentivize new players, while the old players, are either faltering out or just, leaving because they are maturing. This is a really old game company, so like people that have been playing it for years maybe moving on to other games that are either more mature or just they've lost interest in it altogether. I'd say Destiny 2 has aged pretty good, and compared to how I thought it would, it held up pretty well. And the game is, I think it's free to play now, but while expansion packs and all that you have to pay for, don't quote me on that, could be depending on what you need or want, but anyways, that's been all from to me. I hope you liked, and remember, stay around. Okay, that's all for today. If you really liked it, click subscribe and like. Who knows? Who knows? I've got an idea for a couple more games to come out for Rewind. So if you really like this and want to see more of it, or more videos like it, remember subscribe, like. It'll help a lot, A, with the algorithm, and B, to know the people that actually want to see more like this. And to the left, you can see both Apex, which me and my friends have done a couple times. So if you want to have some good laughs after this, just go over and click that. Click the playlist, you'll love it, I swear. Anyways, that's all for today. Hope y'all have a wonderful day. Remember, stay toasty, y'all.